Hi everybody, welcome back. Again, Tony from Shinsho Yoga. And today I would like to talk about plank position, or also known as phalakasana. So in a vinyasa, or any hatha yoga, you probably also Ashtanga or Jivamukti, any of the popular styles for today of yoga, you will see a plank position. And it is a more of an intermediate posture because it is going to require a certain level of strength in the core to be able to maintain it properly, and a certain amount of openness in the shoulders and the arms to be able to support yourself. So phalakasana, or plank position, is really a core exercise. And the best way to think about this, as I like to explain to my classes when you come into plank, is that you are somewhat like a suspension bridge, in that the feet and the arms are the stanchions or the end of the bridge, and the body here and the core, primarily the core, is the strands, the cables holding up the bridge. So the spine being, say, the roadway, and the cables holding the bridge. Granted, kind of reversed upside down way, but the core is what supports you in the process. Right? The body, we want the alignment of it, but we want to really activate the core on this to be able to hold us into the position properly. The phalakasana plank activates pretty much the entire section of your core here. So it's going to get upper, middle, lower abs, right? And to an extent even the obliques. Not a huge amount, but a little side activation in there you'll get to be able to maintain the posture. It can be a very challenging posture depending on your body. And often I see people do it incorrectly just because of either challenges, mainly strength-wise, not so much openness, although this again will require the openness in shoulders and arms and wrists to be able to support yourself, and somewhat openness in the back and the hips to be able to transition into this, because generally you're going to transition from another posture into it, say downward facing dog. It's going to be the strength that is needed in the core to hold this. Planks are one of the best exercises for your core. So if you are doing yoga classes and you struggle with plank, I would work on them often. You don't have to go do crunches. You don't have to go do sit-ups. Planks are enough. You just hold them for periods of time. One of the exercises that you can do is holding planks with a timer. Maybe you hold a plank 3 sets for 30 seconds. You hold it for 30 seconds and then rest, and then come back and hold it for 30 seconds and rest, and come back and hold it for 30 seconds and rest. And then as time goes on, you build up to where you can now hold for 40 seconds, 50 seconds, etc. I recently saw a contest, I don't know so much a contest, or there was a Marine that was doing it for, I believe, cancer, raising money for this. He held the plank for over 4 hours. It's insane. I hope he raised the money he needed to. That's a lot of stress on the body. But you don't have to get anywhere near that to have a strong enough core to be able to move properly through your vinyasa, through your flow, and do it properly through your yoga practice. So again, thinking about it like feet and arms are the stanchion of the bridge, the spine is the roadway, and the core is the cables that is holding that up, and those cables need to be taut to be able to hold that up. Right? So before I come into a demonstration, you want your plank to be like a pencil. Right? You want it to be straight. We don't want our plank to be like this, like if this is my arms and this is my feet here, you don't want like this. You want it straight across. You don't want to be up like this, piked up. You don't want to be slouched in your hips. You want them straight across. Right? So activation of the core is necessary to do that, and how by activating the core, how we do that is just right? It's not it's just right? Just that little pulling in, right? Just a little activation of it. Just don't let it, bleh, right? It's to activate the core. Okay? So let's do a demonstration of plank position here. And I'm going to come from downward facing dog because this is often what you will see in a practice. Usually in a sun salutation, you're going to transition from down dog to plank to chaturanga to up dog to down dog, or also sun B's, sun A's or B's. So coming into my downward facing dog, and if you are unsure on the down dog, again, I have a video on it. I will link it here. Just get my positioning proper for this. And when I come into my plank, I'm going to extend through the crown and through the heels, length. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want this. Now, with that plank, when you're coming into it, you want, if you are in your down dog and your arms are kind of wide here, bring them in. You want your hands in line with the shoulders. If your arms are out here, what's going to happen is all the energy is going to be shooting out this way, and you're going to be struggling with all the strength in your shoulder to hold yourself up. So if I am out here with my arms, the energy goes out that way, and I'm using all shoulder and arm strength to hold. But if I bring them in this way, in line with the shoulder, then the energy comes straight up into the shoulder, and I can use this structure as support. So here versus here. So when transitioning from down dog, because my arms are out here in down dog to be able to allow the shoulders to roll out, to be able to get the height in the hips. So I come from here and I bring them into here. Right? So again, transitioning, coming into down dog, and again for me, my palms are rotated out. Have your feet about hip distance apart, and then with the breath, the exhale, you're going to extend. Don't let the hips flop. Don't pike up. Long line of energy. Lift the gaze. Breathe. So, plank. It's a relatively simple posture, but it's challenging on your core. Make sure you breathe in the process. Don't hold your breath. Move with the breath. So wherever you're transitioning from, if your teacher's having you step back into a plank, it would be the same thing. Planting the hands so they're in line with the shoulders. Stepping one leg back, opposite leg back. Coming into that plank position. Keeping that taut middle, right? And again, it's not like that, just bring it in, right? Arms, feet, stanchions of the bridge. Core is the suspension of the cables holding up the spine, the body. Keep that in line. Don't let the hips flop. Don't pike up. And don't kind of roll in this way, right? Breathe. Again, coming back to that breath. You'll hear me say it time and time again. I'm sure those in my class probably get sick of me saying it. Breathe. Follow the breath. Move with the breath. As the thoughts arise, acknowledge them. Allow them to pass by. Return to the breath. That's plank. Thanks for watching. Namaste.